Stop! You had me at Ziggy.
Hey guys, I'm back with my second video, and it's just gonna be a little short story that, I think could fit in the Star Wars universe, and it's nothing long or special, but, hope you enjoy. Also, you're gonna see in the video that right now I have gameplay up, but there's not gonna be gameplay the whole video, and I just hope, what I want is if you want gameplay during the video while I'm telling the story, or if you want what I do now, let me know in the comments, the two of you. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. The trooper walked up to the door, the only thing standing between him and the nightmares he had on the way here. He thought about turning around and not entering, but he had no choice. The door opened, and as he walked into the room, a darkness covered his body, and a cold ran down all over him. The room was dark. Only few lights shined through the mist that flowed through the room. He stood, waiting for Vader to speak to him. But as he waited, his thoughts made him worry about what would happen when Lord Vader arrived. He didn't even know why he was summoned there. He was nothing high of rank. He was just a basic trooper. He tried to think about what he could have done wrong to get the attention of Lord Vader, but it just made him worry more. The more he thought, the more fear built up in him. He just wanted to shrink away in his armor, disappear somewhere in the outer rim of the galaxy, to never be found. But he knew there was no turning back now. The only thing in his future was a meeting with Lord Vader, and meetings with him always ended in death. He continued to let his thoughts eat at him, becoming more and more terrified by his own thoughts, until he heard it. A sound like no other. The deep, robotic breathing echoed through the room. He looked around the room to see where the sound was coming from, but he couldn't see anything, and it put him in a panic.
I sense great fear in you. Good. It will help with your task.
The deep, demanding voice said. Vader moved forward. Only his silhouette and the lights on his chest box could be seen.
Do you know why I brought you here?
Lord Vader asked. The trooper stood frozen for a moment and shakily responded,
No.
Vader slowly reached out for something on his belt, pulled something shiny off of it, and held it in front of him. The trooper couldn't see what it was, but was very confused at what Lord Vader was doing. Vader pushed a button, and a crimson blade of light came out of the silver black hilt. The trooper was terrified to see Vader holding his lightsaber out. He thought he was about to get sliced in half by Vader for something he had done, but nothing of the sort happened.
Reach out and take this from me.
Vader said, standing motionless like a stone wall. The trooper stood there, confused. What did he want him to do? Just grab the saber from him? The trooper went to grab the saber with his hand, but then he froze. He couldn't move his entire body. He couldn't control it. It was as if an invisible hand was holding him like a toy. His hand slowly moved down without him controlling it. The fear he felt was amplified by 100. Not being able to control his own body was a feeling he never felt before, and one he didn't ever want to feel again.
Reach out with the fear in you. Use that to take the lightsaber from my hand.
The Dark Lord said, confusing the trooper. The trooper thought to himself what that even meant. Did he want him to use some magic to get it? Or the Force? Did he want him to use the Force? The trooper jolted his hand out with confidence to make the saber fly to his hand. He stood there for a few moments, and nothing happened. This worried him. He thought it would be in his hand by now, but it wasn't. He focused hard to make the saber move, but it didn't. He became fearful again, thinking about if he failed. He jolted his hand out again, trying to get the thing to even budge in the slightest, but nothing would budge. He jolted it again, and again, and again, becoming annoyed and even angered at how stupid he looks in front of Vader.
Use that anger. Take it from me.
Lord Vader said in a demanding tone. The trooper lowered his hand and took a deep breath. He slowly raised it back up and reached out with all of his might to pull the saber towards him. He knew that this was life or death. If he didn't pull it, Darth Vader would certainly end him for his failure. He took all of his fear and anger and directed it all in that crimson blade. He kept pushing forward, and as soon as he was about to quit, he felt a cold run through his entire body, and the saber actually moved slightly. The trooper couldn't believe it. He actually moved it. But he knew he wasn't done yet. He knew Vader would only be pleased if he actually made the saber leave his hand. And by the silence of Vader, he knew that Vader was waiting for him. The trooper embraced all of the emotions again and jolted his hand forward with all of his might and pushed everything in him towards that saber. He felt the cold again. He sustained in him and managed to make the saber wiggle in Vader's hand. He kept pushing and the saber flew out of Vader's hand, turning off and flinging it into the wall. Vader turned to see where the saber went, and it flew back towards him, but right past him and into the trooper's hand.
Impressive.
Vader said as he opened his hand and made the saber fly back to him.
Most impressive, trooper.
Now, with this newfound confidence, the trooper asked,
What now, Lord Vader?
and Vader responded with,
Now your true training will soon begin.
Vader walked past the trooper, leaving him alone in the room, both frightened and somewhat excited about the path that is ahead of him. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that little short story. Like I said, it was nothing too crazy or too wild, just something small that I wanted to write that could fit into any Star Wars canon, really. So, let me know what you guys think what happened to the poor trooper afterwards. Do you think he would go on and get trained and become a successful Inquisitor or a successful Sith user, dark side user, like in Legends, or do you think he'd die in the training, wouldn't make it that far? Or, I'll write a part 2 if anyone wants me to, which will be no one. So next video, this channel is going to be a Boba Fett themed video, because Boba Fett just got on Mandalorian, and if you've seen it, kind of amazing. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and that's about it now. Now I have nothing else to say. I'll see you guys next video, and